Hey guys, so this is going to be a little bit different than most of my other videos because this isn't really news per se. It's a news article, but I wouldn't really call it news, but it's kind of interesting and it points out something that I've noticed a lot in the just kind of the AI space. And this is an article that talks about vibe coding. And if you don't know what vibe coding is, it's basically the internet term for the act of basically exclusively using AI to program something. Now, vibe coding isn't using AI as a helper while you're programming. That's not what it is. Using Copilot for its ChatGPT or whatever for its intended purpose, namely something to help you make your final draft, but help, not doing it all for you, because it's going to make mistakes. That's fine. You can use it's meant to be used as an aid, but not as a full-on replacement. And this article goes into a lot of detail as to why. So we're going to go ahead and cover it in today's video. Let's get right into it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and look through this article by TechCrunch. Vibe coding has turned senior developers into AI babysitters, but they say it's worth it. So this article mainly talks about a person named Carla Rover. Carla Rover once spent 30 minutes sobbing after having to restart a project she vibe coded. Rover has been in the industry for 15 years, mainly working as a web developer, and she's now building a startup alongside her son that creates custom machine learning models for marketplaces. She called vibe coding a beautiful, endless cocktail napkin on which one can perpetually sketch ideas, but dealing with AI-generated code that one hopes to use in production can be, quote, worse than babysitting. She said, as these AI models can mess up work in ways that are hard to predict. Now, I have gone out and tested some of the AI models, like the new GPT-5. I've tested out models like this before, and the thing is that AI models are pretty good at coding sometimes. They're only really good at coding if you also have the knowledge to understand how the code functions. Because the issue is, just like any other human, it makes mistakes in ways that are hard to predict. It's not perfect. It's not spot on. It probably won't be for a very, very long time, in my opinion. It's something that I genuinely don't think... AI isn't going to be perfect for a while. And the issue is that people don't really seem to grasp this fully, and they try to jump themselves into doing certain things that they wouldn't normally otherwise do. And you know what? To a certain degree, there is some benefit to this. AI makes it way easier to get into programming and stuff like that. It's not all a bad thing. I think some people kind of frankly crap on those who are new to programming and use AI as an assistant. You shouldn't crap on those people. I mean, it opens up a lot of doors. AI is a very, very good tool, but it's not a full-on replacement. If you're going to be using AI to help you program, you should still use it to help, because it's not going to be able to fix every single problem. You're going to have cases where it's going to incredibly screw up, and you are going to need the understanding to figure out how to fix that screw up. That's kind of the overall issue. Now, the thing is that, again, so this article points out here, I handed it off like the Copilot was an employee. She said it isn't. And you know what? Yeah, that's true. It's not going to be 100% perfect, but then again, you also have to realize that even humans could do similar mistakes. If you want things to be the exact way that you want them to be, 9 times out of 10, it's better off to do it yourself. If you are going to encounter... You can't you can't expect to hand off something to AI and expect it to give it to you exactly the way you want it. You are going to have to do some changes yourself, because either it's going to break things on its own, and if you don't have the knowledge, you aren't going to be able to understand how to fix it, because sometimes it'll encounter problems where it doesn't even know how to fix its own problems. That just does happen. There's only so much knowledge it has. And so you kind of... It's just difficult. It's gotten better. AI has gotten way, 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 way better over time. But the thing is that some people put way too much faith into it, and it's even costing companies some money. A CDN company called Fastly found that at least 95% of the nearly 800 developers it surveyed said they spent extra time fixing AI-generated code than fixing their own code. Which is, it can be a time saver in some situations, but only if you really use it in the right capacity. It is meant more so, and this might change in the future when it gets way better, but right now it's only really so much good as like an aid. But when you're handling really complex, important things, you genuinely do need to have that background knowledge. And you know what? I will say this. AI is really good for learning. AI is a great tool for learning. If you want to learn a programming language, you can use AI to help it teach you. Genuinely, there's a lot of good AI can do in the learning space. However, the thing you have to realize is that its knowledge is only so much. So to a certain extent, you kind of have to understand that there's only so much it can do for you until it starts screwing up. And if you don't have the background knowledge to try to problem solve some of these issues yourself, you're just going to end up stuck. And that's a thing that I've noticed a lot of developers are dealing with nowadays, is that they try to do everything with AI. And you know what? Maybe in the future that can be possible, but right now it's just genuinely not good enough. And a lot of people end up spending more time trying to fix the problems that AI has made than actually getting stuff done. So I feel like in the programming space anyways, there's a certain capacity that AI is really good for. And I think when we try to go above that for like actual serious projects, it kind of causes more issues than it does solve actual problems. But that's just my opinion on the case. If you guys have any different opinions, let me know in the comments down below. That is about it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Take care, you guys, and remember, as always, to stay safe out there.